Morning, everybody. This is Team Hard Life Captain Alberto Zertuche, and definitely here at the channel, or at the shop, should I say, with the channel. Oh, what a morning it is! I'm so glad that I've moved away from Facebook. Oh my God, God, the hate that comes on there, it's amazing. So, Martin, what's up, bro? I am here just sitting on my channel, get my thumbs up so I can get with y'all. Fishing South Texas, how you doing, guys? We are going to be doing some spooling, and also too I got to hang my hoodies. I haven't had a chance to get to that, but I'm making it a point to get my hoodies up on, or hang them or fold them and get up on the shelf. So it's going to be doing that. Juan, Edgar, what's up? Craig, Miguel, Lewis, Patrick. It's on Saturday in the background, not let them talk like someone's like metal. But I don't know which video are you talking about on Saturday. Oh, man. Definitely need some coffee this morning. We don't have any coffee made, right?
Huh?
We don't have any coffee made?
I think they did make some.
Let me know. I need. Went fishing last night. And actually, we were only out there for a few hours. Did pretty good. Did real good. Yeah, slot drums and stuff. I went home to get my cold weather gear because a good friend of mine had I've been fishing with him since he was probably 2 or 3 years old on the pier. Was saying he was going out to a spot to go catch a drum that they were hitting slots. I was like, shoot, I'd go. He goes, let's go. So I went home to get my cold weather gear because I forgot it at the house. And then where's this one? Yeah. Okay, we're doing 60-pound JB first, and then we're gonna top it with 100, right? Okay.
We do what 400 on it.
300 and 100. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a lot of commotion in the shop that day. There was a lot of people in the shop that morning. They were turning and burning in the back. Like I said, we had 3 or 4 workers in the back, so it opened up the door for me to actually get onto some spooling videos and catch up on the stuff I needed to do up here in front. Because again, you know, Jeff does have a broken hand right now, so it's extremely difficult for him to come up here and spool, especially do the splicing. So yeah, but so I went into the house and I started grabbing my cold weather gear, and my daughter's like, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going fishing." So I'm going. I was like, "Oh, really? Let's go." I was like, so she ran around the house, got her stuff, and then we took off. And I remember when she was younger, you know, that it was kind of drizzling and sprinkling and stuff like that. And I told her, I said, "I don't know how long we're gonna stay." And her reply was like, "Dad, we just got here." Like, so I remembered that, and I didn't even bother to ask. And so we started, you know, suiting up in the truck and stuff like that, insulated coveralls and raincoat and another raincoat, and you know, just layer up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So she was bundled up and everything. I was, and we headed out and got there, and within about 15 minutes of me, like I hadn't even had all the rods out yet. We hooked our first drum, so I let her pull it in, and as soon as I'm trying to help her, you hear on the video, "Dad, I got it." I was like, "I know you do. I'm just holding the rod. And you know, it's got in the line." So yeah, she was excited. And then we sat there, and I took Chinese food that we had from lunch here, and she ate and kind of crashed a bit, and while I was still putting in some lines and stuff and nailing drum. And yeah, it turned out to be a real fun night. You know, a few of the other fishermen that showed up, they're like, "Man, I can't wait till my daughter's this age and this and that." And they saw how excited she was with fishing and stuff, and I was like, "Yes, that is the."
It's like having another fishing buddy out there.
Oh yeah.
Depend on it, ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Not complain.
Yeah. She. You know, it did get to where her she had two pairs of socks on, but she had rain boots on, so the wind was hitting. She goes, my feet are cold. I said, well, let's tuck them on. I had my big raincoat, so I tucked them under there, and I said, better? She's like, yeah. So there's coffee? Awesome. Let me go get some. I need some coffee.
Yeah, let me get it.
Well, I also tell you the channels that I'm live on there. So.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. That way they know. There's cups in there if you want to get coffee too.
Is there? I just did my injection today.
Natural honey conditioner. Yeah. It's more from where? Oh. It is different flavors. Yeah, he said he's going to have storm. Total between the three of us, like 16 drums. Yeah, and that's like in about 2 hours, 2.5.
What do you use, fish bites or shrimp?
Fish bites and shrimp, yeah.
Oh, cutie.
Then they were all over the place. They were in the bays. But real quick, guys, this honey was sent to me by a good buddy of ours from overseas, and I wanted to let him know, hey man, I'm still putting it to use. So I'm actually making my coffee right now. Got some of my fingers, hold on. And so I'm throwing it in my coffee. Y'all can smell it. Can you smell it? Oh, it's delicious. Oh yeah. Yep. So so as y'all can tell, me and my daughter went fishing last night and had a pretty good time. Like I said, the weather was pretty shitty, so I wasn't trying to coax her to stay longer. Like, if it was a beautiful day, I'd be like, come on, She probably wouldn't have wanted to leave. It was a beautiful day, but it was, the stray bands of showers were coming through and stuff, but I had her pretty well protected, got my raincoat on her, insulated coverall from her older brother, and layers of sweatpants and stuff like that. So we went out there, and I think in total between the three of us, we had about 18 drum that were caught. 16 to 18 at least. I lost count. I didn't. All I know is I got my limit. She got like 4. So we ended up leaving like 8 or 9. I remember we threw back several too. It's just with everything going on, and man, that cold does something to you. I had it looked like I've been out in the sun all day. When I got home, it looked like I had sunburn right here, but it's windburn. Yeah. Yep. So it definitely is real. That's for sure. And luckily, I found my chapstick in my bag, so I put some of that on because I didn't want to have all crackly lips in the morning and stuff. So, what's up, everybody? I see all my blue wrenchers tearing up the channel. How y'all doing, gents? Yep. So, yep. Now I'm getting did a little post up of changing my my stream thumbnail back to where I had my hand in the bull shark's mouth, and you know, everybody's commenting on it and stuff like that. And then a lot of people that I know or are friends with, family, friends, you know, I'm cool with. But when you're somebody that bashes on me on your own channel to where I can't see and this and that, and they want to come in and post on my page like you're my friend or something like that. No, like I straight up telling, hey dude, I don't associate with you. I don't care. Go back to your page. Do whatever you. I don't go to your page. I don't bug you. I don't do anything like that. I don't associate with you. You know. Whoa, hold on. I felt something, but I didn't realize it was that ugly. I thought it was a twist in the line. Hold on, and I see it right now. Hold on, real quick. And so I'm telling him, you know, just stay on your own page, you know, this and that. And he goes, well, we all know who you are. You know, everybody fish with you on the pier. I said, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not saying you don't know me, but you don't know me to where I want to associate with you. I don't want to hang with you. I don't want to know you. I could care less, you know. I don't. Yeah. Time to turn on the laptop. You got a little time?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. But yeah, no, this is something because a lot of people have been bringing up the Jerry Brown again and stuff like that, which is fine. It's everybody can pick and choose what kind of braid they want to go with. There's so many on the market and stuff like that. But now I get to go back to, you know, man, yeah.
Is it twisted or what?
No, it's not twisted. It's buildup of the line. So like I said, y'all can barely see it right there, a little bit right there. But it felt like a twist, and I was kind of looking at you instead of looking at what I was doing. You know, that's
Fingers don't lie.
yeah. And look, I see something else there too, over here, right there on the edge. You see that?
I do see that.
Okay, so let's check this one out first, guys. Let me get my other little holder to hold the phone. See, I wish my buddy was here because he knows how to go from camera to camera without having to move it.
Watch this. You got that line, man, all the way from over here. You caught the line on that, so maybe I'll take your own day off.
Yeah, I don't have to bring everything, right?
Jerry Brown is strong enough to catch you, man.
What'd you catch today, dorkfish?
We know it's good enough, or at least what do you weigh, man?
I'm just glad I didn't drop my coffee. I'd have been real.
Bust, man.
This Jerry Brown is gone.
Jerry Brown's in the house.
All right, guys. So as I walked away, the line I pulled off, I guess I didn't pay attention. It was on my boot, and I made it all the way to around the corner and stopped me in my tracks. So we don't doubt the line is strong. That's not in question here. We're just want to see what this stuff is on the line. So let me see. Flip this over. Let's see. Let's see. Come on. What is it doing? Come on. Okay, that's on. Let's see. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to set this up real quick. Let's see. Ah, it's already on there. Sweet. All right, cool. All right, let me take this down. All right. Oh man, that coffee smells so good. It smells so good. Let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna take, there's a line, I'm gonna put it under the camera real quick. Let's see. look at it, right on it. Let's see, let me back this up a little bit. Wow. You want to come see?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, man. Little fuzzball there.
Yep. I just wish I had the ability to pick, you know how like they do that when they blow up something like that on a microscope and they can pick at it while you're actually doing it. That's what I wish I can do, but right there I can't really do it. So
doesn't look like a splice though or nothing.
No, it doesn't.
You know.
It may just be a piece of strand that got caught up. Because see how flat it looks? It looks like it's flat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't look like a round strand that actually belongs
Like
in
maybe
there.
one of the when they were weaving, one of the ones was just a little out of whack or something like that. But I don't see enough of these. But I've seen you pick at them though. It's like it's festering, man. I've seen you pick at it until you get it out of there.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have the zit thing on the channel, but this is close enough. See, that's what I wish I could do. Like while they're sitting there, I've seen you go in
there and then, pull out a thread that was, that you can feel it, and it's all good again,
Yep. So, all right. So I pulled it out. Let's see. Oh, there's a camera on here. There it is. Okay. So let's see. So I pulled it out, and that's what it looks like there. I want to see what it looks like under the camera. Oh, and there's a few other things in there. Yeah, we got aliens. It's coming out of the belly.
It almost looks like, because looking at the braid looks like it's fine. It looks like there's like foreign material got caught in it and put it into the weave.
Yeah, because even if you look at the strands of the braid, like they're thinner. They're way thinner than the thickness of that.
Yeah, it looks like something got caught maybe in it and got weaved into it or something like that. Because the weave looks like it's correct. It just looks like a foreign material or
Yeah, I mean, it looks the same color, but it's trash line for sure. But you can see how the flat edges on it as well. So.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just wrapped around it, because the further I pull on it, let me see. The further I pull on it, it just moves back and forth. See, it moves back and forth on that line right there. So yeah, it's just foreign material that was caught in there and stuff. So
could have been somebody wearing a sweater touched the line when it was weaving it, man, and pulled the thread off of them or something.
No, it's the same color as the thread. So it could have been like leftover spectra from another line, because the way Tightline explained it to me, like he does multiple thicknesses of spectra through his machines because he's got a limited look, Now these companies may not have that same problem where they have limited machines, but depending on maybe sometimes where they got to use all the machines to put out one type of specific size, maybe then they interchange like that, and this may have been some leftover that was just there, or it got blown in there or something like that. Because that was something else he was talking about too. Like he wants to create a room that is like a static room where no wind or nothing can blow dust into the area where it's spooling, because dust to us, we don't really see it unless you're looking in the light and you can see it floating about. But right now you can see it, but I bet you if we shine a bright light, we can see all kinds of crap that's flying around.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that Tightline was looking at doing was creating a clean room to produce his braid, so he'll never have stuff like this. So yeah.
Haven't been bringing a black light in here, man.
Oh yeah. Let's see. But yeah, no. So like I was saying too, you know, another guy came in, a customer came in and purchased some leaders from us, and then they went fishing, and he posted on his page, you know, this and that, and I saw it, and so I went to like it, and I was checking out the comments. Some guy immediately put trash on there, and I was like, okay, hold on, let's figure this out.
And you picked one time I didn't bring my knife here, but there's a knife. There's a knife right here too, man.
Oh, okay.
That's probably what you're looking for.
No, actually, it's somewhere on the counter because I showed it to somebody and I forgot to put it in the back of my pocket. But yeah, so he immediately replied trash, and so I went out there. I was like, "Why is my gear trash?" You know, well, we had bought some leaders from you before, and you know this, and you know we had a problem with your leaders. I saw, did you bring them back? And he goes, yeah, and he's and you said you couldn't do nothing, or no, on that thread, he said that no, and that we brought it to your attention, this and that, and I was like, and that's all he said. So I was well, so that means we got it taken care of, and you got squared away. Well, on the next, he started a whole new thread, or a new comment, instead of under that thread, he put on there, yeah, we went to his shop, and they said that they couldn't do nothing about the leader. I was like, okay, so for one thing, I know for a fact, I will never turn one of our leaders away saying we can never do nothing, because whether it's our fault or not, if I buy from a distributor that is selling me crap gear, I'm gonna make that right. And y'all have seen where I pulled off hundreds of leaders off the wall because we found a few swivels that were messed up. And that's something that comes direct from the manufacturer. That has nothing to do with us, but I wasn't taking any chances on my leaders. So anybody that knows me, I'm not, I'm sorry that whether it's our fault or not, I'm going to do something and fix that leader. I'm going to take care of that customer.
On the line.
Exactly. So this guy's,
See, that was pretty interesting, that little buzzball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So take a look at, Albert. I mean,
you know what? That I should show.
I just saw it go down there, and I was like, now that is what you just did right there.
Yeah.
That's what you need to show, man.
Yep. And I guess I got a little sidelined with the story and stuff.
But I saw it there, but it kind of float.
It's here somewhere because I dropped it on the table.
Man, it kind of came somewhere. Let me get my real eyes out, man.
Yeah, right. Let me get the magnifying glass.
My real eyes, man.
Maybe y'all can help us find it. It's somewhere here. It's a little speck of.
I said went to the floor, man.
I don't know, but it was here, and that was a real. Oh, there it is, right there. Look. That.
Yeah.
Wait.
Is that it?
Where's my finger at? There it is. Yeah, it's right there. Look.
Yeah.
That's it, right there.
That's it.
So, okay, where's my hand? That's the little fuzz ball that I just pulled out of the braid right there, guys. So with that, like I said, it looks similar to the hollow core braid right there and stuff like that. Excuse my nails, guys. I've already been working a while, so I can see they're all dirty.
But the line is good to go now.
Yeah, but the line is good to go. Let me show that real quick too. So, let me find that area because there was something else.
But I can see where you're talking about a clean room, how that improves the whole situation there to keep something from getting in the line. Because I can see it could happen.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to say it was right up in this area, just because I could feel a little bit of bumpiness, but it's not anything to be concerned about. But it was right up in that area right there, and yeah, it's right in there because you can see. See that little notch right there? Yeah, that's about right up in that area where I pulled it. But that's something that not really going to be pulling away at and stuff like that. So yeah, So the guy, he's like telling the other guy, well, you know, don't use the leaders because they suck, and I sell mine for this and that. So that's when I started to see, no matter what happens with this guy, because he wants to sell his leaders, he's gonna go and trash on my leaders because he said that we didn't do nothing. Well, for me, hold on, let me get back to this other one. The only time I have ever told a customer that I will not do nothing for a leader is when they bring it and it's been through the war zone. Like you could tell the mono is busted, the crimps are all corroded, the snap swivel for the weight's already showing green corrosion on it. It wasn't a brand new leader. It wasn't even a month-old leader. Like that was months and months of it being abused. And he said it failed. Well, yeah, it's monofilament. It's only 100-pound test. It's not a permanent leader. There isn't a permanent leader out there. And for $5 or $7, for the 2 liters that come in a bag, you know what I mean? You definitely got your money's worth out of it, but
leave a leader like that in the sun for 2 months too, man. The monofilament is going to be exposed to UV rays. This is going to get roughed up even quicker.
Well, that I've done. Like, I mean, because you got to think the amount of hours we spend out there, moving from pier to pier and doing this and that. I mean, it hits a lot of that, but a lot of it is from just normal usage of being in and out of the water, against the pier, against us grabbing it and just horsing it in and stuff like that.
Come in with their, for fish and stuff, and just leave their crap outside in the sun, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then not get to it for another 2 months because they're just not that kind of fisherman. And you expect it to work at its best performance, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, true that. And so, like, I was like, man, I said, now that when he said that, I was like, now that I know is not what we would do to any customer. It's like I said, I want to know all the faults. If our leader fails, please bring it back to us. We want to check it out. But obviously, if it's been beat to hell and this and that, obviously it's gonna fail. I mean, there's not a, I know my leaders are good guys. What? That was probably for me when I went that way. Yeah, because that wasn't there earlier.
Yeah, I can see it. It might have been the catch on something rubbed on the wood.
Yeah, that's my fault, boss. Because it wasn't like that earlier. We got video proof.
And I can see the color change right there.
Yeah. So. But yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I'll any one of our leaders, I don't care, if something goes wrong, I want to know. But also too, it's good to see a leader that's gone through that much battle and then finally fail, because then it tells you it's going to last you that long, and for it being one of our, what we would say a light tackle leader, because we either got 60-pound on our trout and flounder rigs or we got 100-pound on our other leaders. Our 50-pounders have done 34 40-inch plus black drum before it finally failed.
Wow.
That's 50-pound test. I've doubled up on that. We have yet to have somebody that can give us the exact number, and I'm gonna have to cut that, boss. Yeah, because when it came around the corner, there was.
It probably grabbed this wood or something there.
Yeah, well, see this strand right there? It got pulled out, and I could feel over here the bumps.
Yeah.
So it's that little area that's.
No, we know what happened on that thing.
Okay.
Cut it out there.
Yeah, I'm not even going to put it on the scope on that, just because. I mean, yeah, we know, but yeah, and so he's just like, you can tell he's trying to make a sale, but I'm like, dude, look, the way you grow business is not to bash on another business, especially when people see what we do. We will take care of our customers, even if it's not our fault, because I want to know these problems.
Yeah, for the longest time that I've known you, when you hear something like that, you'd always want to investigate it. You want to, to make the product better, and move forward and never backwards,
Exactly, and I encourage people, hey, if you find something wrong, please bring it to us.
I'm sure that in some of your designs, man, you've made changes along the way. They're not exactly the same way they were, 5 years ago or whatever, because you've evolved with what you find out,
Yeah, that was exactly why I said the 50-pounder is what we originally built the double drops out of.
Right.
And the one customer, he said our leader failed, and I said, leader failed? I said, what happened? And he's like, well, I'll bring it to you later on this afternoon, this and that. And so he brings it in, and it's trash. And he's like, you see it, it's trash. I was like, bro, it's like, well, how many fish did you catch with this thing? How old is this thing? And he's like, oh, I did, 34, 40-inch plus black drum with it, and it finally failed. I was like, damn, bro. I was like, it's made for slots, right? Like for occasional oversized, but at least now I know how many oversized it can take before it finally fails.
Wow.
I said, but hey, you know what? I got you, bro. Come back later this afternoon. I got you. So that's when I upgraded our leaders. And for a while there, I still had probably 400 or 500 of the 50-pound double drop drum leaders on the wall. So I sold them out, and then I made his leaders, and I said, you know what? I'm going to call these the Dan Special, because it's because of you bringing it to my attention, And so I made them with 100-pound test, and he goes, well, I'll take 10 of them. So I built his 10, and I built like 100. And I said, well, let's see if people are interested in a heavier duty leader, compared to what that one is, And so I built them up there, and they sold out. They sold out like quick. The other ones still sold out too, but I got a lot more positive feedback off the 100-pounders, so I discontinued the 50-pounders. So yes, you're right. As soon as I know something, I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to do the changes that are needed to get our gear and to keep it on top. But for them to...
I'm going to remind you of a story of something that happened 2 or 3 years ago. You can stop it any time. But you remember there was a leader that failed, and it was a dude trying to hoist that fish over the pier. And I think it was at Bob Hall.
A shark?
Yeah, or something like that, and it failed, and they were talking some smack about the leader. But it was like what he was doing with it is not what that leader was designed to do to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of the leaders, like I said, are built for casting, and a lot of times too, we would hoist the fish up with just the leader itself. Mm-hmm. However, depending on how you got to realize you're picking up dead weight. A lot of these leaders ain't designed for dead weight pulling like that and stuff like that. And so at that time, that's when I told him, I said, it's not designed for that, but I'll still take care of it. And I still switched him out a leader and got him another one. But that's also too where those look at even that.
I saw that little bitty.
Yeah, but that's from it being
from
here.
right here.
Yeah, from it being here on the floor. Found some saying that's kind of our deal. That we're talking about, to have dust and all the debris and stuff like that. And
it's easy to get.
Yeah, I wish I could sit here and like clean and just clean and work, and it's not that easy, guys. It really isn't. So
hire your daughter to come in here and clean it, man.
Oh, she wants to come work and stuff like that. It's just, sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm gone, and it's hard for me to to get her a job to where I can just leave her. I mean, she's 7, and she wants to work and stuff like that. It's just,
she's eager.
Oh, she is eager. She's a trooper, that's for sure. But we may run into a problem over here on your spool. Let me show you this real quick. It's all bundled up right here. Yeah. And that was another thing we had issues with
I remember that, man.
with Jerry Brown. And they said we got a new worker. And I said, I understand, but I'm letting you know it's going to be a problem later on.
This spool's about almost 3 years old. I mean, this is old stuff that I had in stock. It's not recent production.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you've had this gear for a long time, so it's.
Again, it's just back up and other stuff, man.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely gonna go a little slower on that area because I don't want it to catch back up and burn through the line and stuff like that. So boss. Yep.
You doing okay?
Yeah, no, just talking about some Facebook stuff. They're bashing my leaders on. One of my customers, he came in, bought a leader, and guys said, well, all this trash and this and that, and said that the leaders failed on him, and that he brought him back and we did nothing. I said, the only way we're ever not going to do anything is if the leader's trash, like it's been through the war zone and back and stuff like that. And I was but if it's a brand new leader that failed, I want to know, like, whether it's our fault or not. I'm going to test the gear, pull something off the shelf, and give you a replacement right then and there.
Right.
He's making it seem like we did nothing. Like straight up did nothing. I'll show you on the Facebook. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I could put them out on blast, but that I don't. Yeah, people will see it. I don't. Like I said, but I told him. I said, man, the only way I'm ever gonna tell somebody that not replacing is if it's trash like that. I mean, obviously they fished with it more than 50 times or something like that, and they definitely got their money's worth. I mean, obviously nobody can build a leader that is permanent.
Right.
300. Use 300.
300 yards, I guess.
You'll be when I keep track of all that.
Yes, sir. No worries. And then we're gonna do the 100 yards of
I
this.
hope that spool's gonna work.
Well, this is the one that I got to take the screw off and put the pad on. So,
Well, like I said, that 1 meter I used that entire season.
Mhm.
I caught 57 drums. Yeah, it was greener.
yeah, and you could tell that.
Yeah.
You can see where the sleeves start to show corrosion on it and stuff like that, and that's to be expected. Every leader, there ain't a leader on the market that can go through a whole season and not show any kind of wear and tear. The only way it is if it never catches anything, but even then, it's still going to show wear and tear from being on the bottom, in the current, in the waves, in the seaweed, in the sand, coming through the rocks. I mean, it's going to show wear and tear whether it catches fish or it doesn't.
Right.
And, for you to take it back to a store and tell them, hey, it failed me. I mean, dude, it's a year later, I know me, I don't change out my leaders for months. I don't change them until they have.
The only thing I do is I take some fine sandpaper to get the rust off the hooks.
Yeah, and then black magic marker it and something like that to protect. Yeah.
And then
You can just put them in vinegar, man. It'll clean them right up, man.
somebody was telling me that Coke.
Vinegar will it look like brand new, man. It's
I'm gonna start doing that too. Because man, I get rusted.
What is it? The 5% vinegar or something like
It's
that?
got a low pH, man. It's
Yeah.
like an acid. Even bathroom fixtures. You watch it eat that scale right off of that stuff, man.
Mhm.
They used to do that with spoons. When they start tarnishing for fish, put those spoons in that little thing, man. They look like they're brand new, man.
We went
Yeah.
out there and tore up those jacks out there. Me and Howard on this one.
But yeah, let me see y'all's comments. All right, let me go back a little bit. Yeah, Jacob, that is something that years ago I had a tackle shop that was going to be the first one, and I'll let it out there. It was Roy's Bait and Tackle. They asked me how much I was selling my weights for and how much I could sell them to them, and can I work a better price? It's like, well, that all depends on how much you're buying. I need to know numbers. How am I going to work a deal? Because I still got to pay for my time, got to pay for propane. I got to be able to buy the materials back like that and restock and replenish myself. And if I can't do that, then how am I going to be able to supply you if I can't even, I'm going to make a one-hit wonder, sell that and, close out that inventory, but never be able to buy it back again and then have to go into my pocket? No, sir. Yep. No, Jacob, don't do that, especially if it's going to be, I've heard that like big companies like Walmart has done that where they got small businesses to come in and supply them with stuff for their store, but they made them cut their prices so dramatically that they went out of business. Yeah, they sold X amount of millions of dollars worth of product, but it was literally at cost. They made no profit, and so they weren't even able to stay open after everything was said and done. So yeah, no, don't do that, brother. I know you're too smart for that, but I'm just giving you a little more support on that for sure. And man, this braid it does not want to open up. It's so tightly wove that it won't open.
You remember that they used to have, was it the 8 or the 16 weave, and one seemed like it was a little tighter than the other?
Yeah.
When we made a lot of calls back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure that we got a really good answer.
No, we didn't.
It was just, we had some.
Like look how much pressure I'm putting on my fingers just to get the braid. No, it's not.
It's gonna be that Chinese finger hold that ain't gonna let go, man.
Yeah.
And I think you went with even a smaller needle maybe or something like that on some of them because it was real tight.
Yeah, and B, no, the bull reds do love the fish bites, but it still shouldn't have had a problem. Did the line snap or did the hook snap? Because if the line snapped, where did it snap at? Because also too, crimping is a very important part of making leaders. And I got to know if there's something that we're doing on the crimping that would have made that leader fail, because I've done a ton of bull reds on my pompano rigs. No worries. We actually started making the pomp rigs with 100-pound mono on both the main line and the stems on there. So the only weak part would have been the hook, but even then we went to some stronger hooks that are still in that small size. So I would like, if you have any more info on that leader, I definitely would like to. And yes, you can use black drum for shark bait, but be careful when you do that, that it is a legal size to keep, and it does count as part of your daily bag. So if you're out there fishing and you catch your 5 drum and you decide to use some for bait, you got to remember that you already kept your 5 for the day or whatever. And that's the way I understood it when the game warden told me about it. And this was years and years ago, but it may be also something different that if it's no longer in your possession. But let me get with the game warden, double check on that, how that does work out, because now you don't have them in your possession anymore. So how can they prove it? But still, I would really like to double check that. Yeah, and also too, we have done multiple big fish on the leaders. I personally did a 44 and a 38-inch black drum at the same time on one leader, and landed them both. I had a customer that I was telling about it, and he actually went out to Goose Island and landed a 46 and a 44-inch black drum at the same time on our double drop drum leaders. So yeah, no, I know it can, but also too, black drum don't fight as hard as bull reds do. So that is something totally different. It may have been a huge secondary bull red that may have hit it and pulled away, or it could have been a shark, because sharks and redfish feed in the same area a lot of the time. So when you're fishing for bull reds, I always tell people be prepared for shark. So yeah. Give me a second, guys. I'm doing the top end here, and it's the last 100 yards we need to get him a perfect 400. Boom, 400. All right. So there's that. Let me do my closeout here. And what I'm doing back is I'm going back a little bit more, and also too, when you are using black drum, don't cut it up. You're using it as one bait. That was the other thing that game warden did tell me. He goes, how can he prove what size of drum that was if you cut it all up? The only way you could prove it is if you record constantly like I do, and then you can show video proof of what it was before that bait started. So be careful with that, because I have heard where game wardens say, hey, say you do have a 20-inch black drum and it gets cut in half, and then the remaining piece you pulled in, if the game warden wanted to, they could measure that out and say, hey, you're fishing with an undersized black drum, even though we all know. But sometimes, he goes, a little common sense, would have to take place. And so with me, if you're going to do that, take pictures to show what you're using, and video would be even more of you kayaking it out or whatever, just on the by chance that a game warden does stop you when you are pulling in, or that drum is hanging out outside of his mouth. Yep. So yeah. Yeah, I've actually seen where the Walmart ones, you got to watch out with those guys, because a lot of those are not shark legal hooks. They have the shark label on them, and they're J hooks, or they're those offset circle hooks and stuff. So please be careful when buying stuff like that. Yep. Trim. Yeah, Cobra, you're right on that, boss. And I'm not lonely. I got all of y'all, man. I got my support. I got y'all to grow on, me to grow with y'all. Shoot, I ain't lonely at all, brother. Not at all. And so, and even then, too, like I said, you know, I tried even, you know, I told him, hey, you know, I mean, growing business, you know, bad mouthing other products, you know, and stuff like that, intentionally like that, and then putting out false information like that, it's not cool. So, MB, if you by chance still have that leader, or if you took some pictures, bring it by, because yes, that may be something that may have happened. Because like I said, there was a phase where I was trying to train my new workers, but at the same time, you know, with Jeff being down and out, I was in the back trying to do everything I needed to do and stuff. So, no, I definitely would like to know that. Yeah, no, I got you, MB. I'm not saying you're bashing. I'm just the other guy on Facebook. They yeah, that was straight up just bashing. You know, trying to say one thing that we. I'm sorry. I the only time I've ever said like we can't do nothing about that leader. Obviously, if you don't have the leader with you too, how do I know? Like anybody can say, hey, your leader failed on me and I lost it all. I can't really do nothing. I need to see a leader or something. Now, if they got pictures where one guy did, the top crimp that was hooked up to a mini casting redfish rig, he brought it to me, and all you saw was the top crimp tied to the mono there, to his line. So I gave him a whole new leader because I could verify that was my swivel and on there and stuff like that. So I, you know, even on stuff like that, you know, that you know, I do care very much about my customers, and I want to know both success and failures. Because like I said, for our double drops to have two 40-inch plus black drum caught on it at the same time has really, you know, lasting effects on the leader, saying, hey, man, it is good to go. So, yep, and yes, we build thousands of leaders. So, yes, by all means, we're going to eventually have one that does fail on us. I mean, we're only human. We're doing the best we can. And, you know, when you build that many, it does, you know, it does get kind of, it messes with your head. It really does. You know, you get focused in, and sometimes you think you crimped and you didn't crimp. So what we've actually been doing lately here is having a secondary and a third person go through our leaders. And I tell them too, if I hand you a leader, I still want you to test that leader as if I don't care if it's me. I don't care if it's Jeff. I don't care who the leader is made by. If I hand you a leader and say it's good to go, I want you to sit there and pull on it and test it certain ways before you sit there and bag it up. I mean, it's what we got to do here, guys. At the end of the day, because like I said, my workers aren't going to be the ones' name getting thrown in the mud. It's my name. And, you know, I'm sorry. I'm going to take it to the extreme on protecting that, because that's all I got. That's all we got. We're born with our name and we die with our name, and that's it. So, yeah. Homer, my T-Rex went out. I threw it away. Can you replace it? T-Rex 130. Did you take a picture of it as you were throwing it in the water? Oh, man. Hold on, man. This coffee is... Oh.
It's good with that honey, man. I could taste it. It's good.
And since the honey's all natural and stuff like that, too, it's not... I guess in your sense, because you said with the diabetes and stuff like that, it shouldn't really hurt you much and stuff like that. So
it had good flavor, man. Good flavor.
Mm-hmm. See, we might have to send some up to Jacob, because he did say our black coffee is a little bitter aftertaste. Which it's good to know, because there are coffee drinkers out there that have that taste of.
Yeah.
It's
Like
got to be perfect.
Like a wine drinker, right?
Yes, sir. Sitting there. Stirring it up, checking the clarity of it.
With hot chocolate, man.
Yeah. What you got for us, boss?
Boss man, I got a knot in my line
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in here. So rather than I tried my hardest to undo it,
Mm.
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of cut the knot out and just did a double uni so I won't lose line.
Yeah.
Any chance you can weave it back to itself together?
Yeah, splice it in. Sure can. Yes, sir.
That's all. I mean, that's all I really needed to be done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say.
What, 229 or what is that? What
I
size?
think it's a
229?
Yep.
Yeah, 229.
Yeah, I've had this for 12 years now.
Is that right?
Man, I used to have a 235F on a Harrington 721. Man, that thing. I mean, I cast far with my 4-aughts, but that thing, I would throw an 8-ounce weight with it, and what I would do is I'd yeah, no, on that one I didn't even do. I'm thinking of the Shimano TLD 15, but on that one I would throw the Tiger Braid. It was a hollow core Spectra. It was like 25-pound test, and then I would put a top shot of like 15 foot, a 50-pound mono, and man, it let it rip, and it would sound like a 22 going off because it would, you know, and you'd hear it. But 3-way swivel, a 3-way long setup with wire instead of coated cable or monofilament, and I was catching bull reds and shark off the middle of Bob Hall Pier, just casting straight out. So
Yeah, those are good reels, man. I got a couple that I put those stevedore frames on them and stuff. And I think I replaced mine with ABEC 7 bearings on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Any updates when they're gonna start doing?
Which is
Any updates when they're gonna start doing the pier for Ball Hall?
oh, I have no idea. I've not. I've been so caught up with everything going over here and stuff like that. But I told my buddy because they follow it a little closer than I can because they've got some time. I told them to please let me know when those meetings are at, because they are definitely. Well, from what I understand, the judge is no longer in office to control that. So it looks like hopefully things will get back to normal with it and stuff, which is hopefully they keep fishermen in mind, and obviously, you know, the surfers, because they do need something for them to go surfing. But you know, that was a great idea that you pitched about leaving the pylons there, and maybe just making a boardwalk up there so that way they can enjoy the surfing, since it's already all built up and everything. Leaving that there, and then just build. Yeah, they pulled everything.
Well, and if they had left it there, the bars were already established, man. It would have been it would have separated the two again.
Yeah, and just build right there at the end of Zion Road, like you said. You know, it leads right up to the pier, anyways, and just build something different for the guys. You know, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, I
The-
hope they just keep it as a pier. I mean, I understand they're trying to do
No,
attraction, and that's what the downtown's for.
They county makes too much money off of that part of it, so that's why they can go double that. They'll make twice as much money, and so.
Well, that and they were also trying to talk that they were going to build what they call an like with a highway where you can walk across the highway. I forget what it's called.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But
A
they,
walkway, basically.
yeah, well, the pier was going to extend past the dunes. You were going to park on the back side of the dunes, walk up with all your gear, and then walk all the way across to like, no, bro, like really?
Why don't they put them an escalator like at Caesar's Palace and take us to the end, man?
Toby, I'm glad you said that, because my fingertips are getting. This line is being a pain in the butt, bro. Like I'm literally having to like.
Just a little at a time moving in there.
I'm talking like a three quarter, not even 3/4 of an inch, like a 1/4 inch at a time, to get it through. Like I'm having to backtrack because I can see where I catch one of the inner threads, and this is one of the thinnest needles I have. Yeah.
You have another needle here, just in case I don't know if this was still works or not, but it looks pretty thin too. That needle.
Yeah, no, it's the same.
Same size?
Yeah, same one I got in there. Because I got a thicker one than that one I use for like the 150, 200 pound test. But yeah, these are.
Imagine it gets that tight, man. You have to spray that thing with silicone before you start threading it, man.
Well, it's the braid. It's not the needle.
Yeah, it's just a tight braid.
Yeah, they really. That and I remember that when they said that. Oh, that you couldn't get 100-pound test line into certain braids and this and that. And I was like, watch me. And I got it in there, but yeah, it was like this. It was super tight over the mono and stuff like that. So
I remember that, and we had called, and And we were also trying to find, like I said, if it was what was it, 8 or 16 braid, because it might be a little bit thicker. And like I said, I don't think we ever really got a solid answer. And that was 2-3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was probably 4.
Yeah, probably 4. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, because that's when, like I said, nothing but props to Mr. Jerry Brown. I mean, he was a man that awesome, and you know, and I'm trying to be as respectful with this as possible, guys, because, like I said, you know, once your mind goes, you have no control. You know what I mean? And he was going through Alzheimer's and stuff like that. So, you know, it sucks that his workers took advantage of him the way they did and stuff. And from what I understand, they're getting theirs and stuff, but still.
Well, that's what I hear too. It's kind of like the restructuring of it, you know.
Yeah, as far as I know, his kids are taking over it and they're setting it up. But yeah, it's just. Like I said, you know, as respectful as possible. You know, I got nothing bad to say about the man. I know it was out of his control, but, you know, we had to cut ties with them because everything his workers were doing, I couldn't afford. I mean, you remember, I mean, you waited, I think it was like a month and a half for your braid specifically.
Yeah, lots of those first ones,
Yep, it was.
Well, you know, and at the time, I mean, there wasn't as much competition as there is now, first of all. You know, that was the name of the game back then. And you know what, I may get them and get another newer spool to just try out and see how the new stuff is, man. You know, that I can say.
I've had a couple of new ones come through, but again too, like, I mean, they should have eaten through all that old braid already and stuff like that. They should.
Yeah.
Okay, look, it's finally going. Like it started going. Yeah, I'm sorry. This thing is So yes, guys, this is a prime example of the old braid. This is from, you know, a good 4 years ago at least. Because you got to remember, through the coronavirus, that was about 2 years. And I stopped using their braid a good minute before that, so it got to be at least 4 years old. So, but this is the kind of stuff that I had to deal with then. And
but you know, I can also say, man, I ain't never been busted off with their line, and I got it on a lot of reels too.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's been tough. It's done everything that we wanted it to do, especially like when you talk about, you know, putting that top shot on that 100, especially like when we fish a lot around the rocks, because it gives you that abrasive ability. If that line does touch the rock, you know, you're fighting that fish that it ain't gonna bust you off right there, and you can horse it in and keep it out of the rocks, you know.
Yes, sir. No doubt on that.
You have to take that damn margin there.
Oh man, this braid is really.
Testing your patience, man.
I'm doing like a 1/4 inch at a time. It's so tight, like.
The older Jerry Brown, that sometimes it was just real tight on the needle. I remember he gave you some fit sometimes.
Oh,
yeah.
No, never mind.
Yep. Ricky Mark's in the house. What's up, Greg? How you doing? How you doing? What up? What up?
Like try me, boss. How's your man? That
Yeah.
better?
I don't know, because it's weather, with the changing, it's hurt here and there.
Hey,
Well, he keeps trying to go fishing and stuff like that.
don't do that.
He should have thought more about trying to get that day off and break something that he don't need for fishing.
Take some ibuprofen.
Yeah.
What you doing, Albert?
It was just me and him for like 4 months. And so I was jackhammering lead, and I was like, dude, like, I need your help. I can't move. Like, I went as far as I could. And so he got out there and he started jackhammering, but I got a new blade. And I was like, yes, you know, we should be able to slip. Well, no, what it was, and I didn't find this out till after he fell and after I got out there and I started trying to do it myself. The blade was concaved. So it wanted to dig straight through that area where the old blade had a little curve to it, so that it allowed us to walk. Like, I could walk the jackhammer like this and just cut big old slits off of it and stuff like that. Well, that's what happened to him. It got stuck, and as he was trying to break it out, you know, 75-pound jackhammer, and then him, once momentum got going, yeah. So.
Yeah, that's a tedious job, man.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen you do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you wish they had a giant hydraulic press where you could just chop that stuff.
Oh, they do. I've seen it. But I asked my buddy about it. I was like, can I take it over there and use that? And he goes, dude, it won't do it. And I'm talking, the blade is like this thick. This thick is a big old scissor, and it just like that. He goes, no, it won't do lead. Like it's the lead's so soft that it'll push
Right,
it.
it wants it to snap it, and this stuff probably just keeps conforming with it. Probably.
Yep. He said it would mess up his blade, and I was like, dang, man. So I'm still stuck to. I haven't done the change. I've done the chainsaw, but I haven't done it since that last one, because the blade was getting pretty dull and stuff like that. But it chopped through some bricks when the guys were doing it and stuff. Oh, I'm almost done. I'm almost done, guys. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Thinking about an 80Y, probably T-Rex. Do you prefer the T-Rex over the EXW? Ooh, that's a tough one. The one thing you got to take in consideration is how far you're going to drop your baits on that one. I like the T-Rex because when I dog down and I want to fight a fish faster, I can. However, I have fought some monster fish with the 82 speed. It will literally fight pretty much every fish in the Gulf, no worries. You'll have plenty of line capacity. That's the other thing. You have the same line capacity on the 80 T-Rex as you do the 2-speed and the 3-speed. The only difference is with the T-Rex, you get to put more drag on it, so you get to pull them in a bit faster. So that's going to be your question to yourself. Do you want to try and fish with that much amount of drag, or are you willing to play them a little bit? And like I said, I mean, I've got videos fighting my big tigers with an 82 speed and landed them just fine. I did my 12.6 hour and 15 minutes, but that was my first time fighting a monster fish of that size with 100-pound test. So I was still learning the abilities that I had with the 100-pound. Now that I know the abilities of the 100, 130, now I don't hold back. And even with my 82 speeds, you see where I lock it over and I'm just cranking on it. It's you can do a lot with the 80. You really don't need it, but it also depends what you're going to be fishing for. If you're fishing for Goliath grouper and all of that, you remember, you put that hammer down on that 80Y T-Rex. That's a lot of drag, guys. You may get pulled in. You better hope that it's strapped up, because it may be giving you a little bit more than you're asking for. So, give me a second, guys. I got to get this one set up for the customer. Jeff, can you check him out? He's at.
Yeah, it's just a $25 charge for that.
Should charge him double.
Oh man, I appreciate it, man. Hey, are you selling any of these threads or not? Can I buy a spool of this?
I'm waiting on a price listing to come for him.
I can help you with that.
Huh?
I can help you with that. I can
It's
give you a
free.
price
It's
for
free.
it.
It's
I'll
free.
give
It's
you
free.
a price for that.
Well, put it this way. Whatever Roy's charges, I'll do like $1 less.
Okay.
So
They sell the same stuff over
they
there?
sell, as far as I know, they do.
I haven't been in the game, so I don't know.
It's been years for me
I
too.
couldn't tell you.
But you can go on their website and have it on their website,
Right.
and whatever they charge, I'll charge $1 less.
Okay.
Because I started buying so much of their gear that they've got me into a better pricing, so I'm gonna pass it on to my customers. you
Well,
know,
I'll get with you back on that, then I'll let you, I'll show which ones I want. I might get a couple colors.
Yeah, I'm gonna start bringing in more colors of thread and more parts. Like I brought in, it was almost
Did you do this?
no, they came in like that. Yeah.
I like that.
Well, see, the other reel is what it is. They switched out the parts for
Yes,
them. So
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, those two are gone. Well, gonna be gone. He's gonna finish paying them off here in the next week or so. So
Hey, Albert, thank you for the time, man.
no worries. Hey, it's always good talking to you, brother. All right, guys. So I'm back on it. All right. So now between the EX and the EXW, I will always go with the EXW, guys, because it doesn't feel as top heavy. If you ever fish with like a 14-knot or a 10-knot compared to the 9-knot or the 16 that has, you know, the weight that is leveled off like that, when you're cranking on it, it doesn't, for me, it doesn't teeter-totter as much. I like the wider ones, but also too, if you're land-based fishing, you're gonna want that extra line capacity. That's plain and simple right there. So just food for thought on that. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's what you're willing to pay for and what you're willing to play with. So tie me to the truck. Yeah, you better. That's for sure. Yep. I've seen I said I personally have done some monster fish with the EXW. But I do like playing with a lot of drag. So if you like playing with a lot of drag, then yeah, by all means, the EXW will definitely, or the T-Rex will be a nice reel to have. Now, what I have told Avet is I want an EXW or a T-Rex 3-speed. Oh, that would be, oh. Yep. So if Avet, if y'all are hearing this, I want an 80 3-speed. And actually, they said they would make it. But we got to get them an order for 50 reels at minimum to even start the process, guys. So if y'all are interested in an 80 T-Rex 3-speed, let me know. Yeah, my old Chevy, man, that thing was a beast. I could just put it in drive and it would just walk down the beach for sure. So, all right. So this customer, I guess it had some kind of knot on there that he couldn't get out. So what he did was he did a uni to uni, looks like. So nice knot, man. So what he wants me to do is just go ahead and splice it back up, and that way he's good to go, and that'll be it. So that's another beautiful thing about the hollow core braid, guys. Yeah, you tie a knot just to get back to running. You've seen me do this tons of times on the beach. I normally don't have a splicing needle with me, but when the guys have it and I have the ability, I'll splice it. But if I don't, I just tie knots on it, guys. You don't have to have the needles with you at all times. But if it does happen to work where you can do that, like if you're on the beach, do not do it if you're in the water, because you're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose your line and everything. So don't do it in the water, guys. I do not recommend that. And so normally there, if I see a fray, I don't even cut the line. I just hold the fray, and then I start my dropper loop or a blood knot, basically, and that's how I end up saving my line right there. I leave that frayed out end, and I don't care if the loop's real big or whatever. It doesn't really catch any seaweed and stuff like that because the knot's still so small. So just food for thought right there. But when I do get back to the shop, yeah, that's when y'all see me do all the work I need to do on fixing it. So let's see. What are you down for too, Ricky? What do you want? Oh, that's not my newel. It's not my newel. It's a customer's reel. He brought it in. So we can downspool it real quick, fix splices for him, and yeah, I don't think it's for sale, bro. I don't think it's for sale. They're making offers on your reel over here. Yeah. At least 12 inches, guys. At least 12 inches on each side. That was something that I came off of a captain that had ran one of the boats out of, like, he had his own charter, like he had multiple boats under his name and all of that, so he definitely would do all of that. But he saw the way I would splice, and well, actually this was before I got into splicing, but he knew how I fish, and we would sit there and he would talk offshore and I'd talk the beach, and I mean we would just have conversation for hours about it. And then I told him I was getting into the hollow core and stuff like that, and I asked, you know, how much you splice in, do you need to, and stuff like that. And he said, man, I tested it, you know, going 6 inches, a foot, 2 feet, 15 foot. He goes, and after all of that testing, he goes, I noticed that 12 inches is all you need on either side, well, on both sides, you know what I mean? And then he goes, and it'll hold. He goes, it really ain't that bad. Yeah. For belts and harnesses, a lot of it has changed, because when I first started using the harness system and stuff like that, I actually did it with the Brute Buster by AFCO. However, after oh, he's got another knot in here. There it is. Look, there's another knot right there. Hey, you know you have another knot in here. You got another knot.
I wasn't aware of that one, but
Yeah, I just found it.
look at that. Well, appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. All right, give me a second, guys. I got it. This is where my nails come into play. Look, see? And there's another thing too. If this was solid braid, I would have never gotten this. As soon as I saw the knot, I would have just cut it. But there you go. There's hollow core doing its thing. Yeah, I was real sad to get rid of my 230. Well, I didn't get rid of it. It fell out of my hands on the pier, and that's where it started the bad juju, because it was on that 721, and yeah. All right, so got this, and I can just hand crank it. There's no reason to set it all up on the machine because it's just right there. Yeah, you know what? I like that. Thank you for that one, CJ. Are you going to want any more top shot of braid, or are you going to leave it at that level? Because you can definitely use some yardage.
Yeah, I'll take them.
Okay. Yeah, mine was a 235F was mine, which is, I think, a little bigger than this one, or smaller. I don't even remember how the numbers worked on these, but I know I've seen the 4-somethings. They were a lot bigger and stuff like that. And then I remember when they started coming out with like the red and the purples. Those are pretty cool colors, but still real partial to the black. The black is just right there. Oh, okay. So on the harness, some Black Widows came out to where they have the bucket seat ones. You definitely want a bucket seat one, and you want one that goes over both your knees. Do not get the crotch rocket one, because that's just gonna that's gonna hurt. And then if you can get the one with the bucket seat that also has a handle on the back, so that way if you want to put that added pressure, you can do it and have somebody hold you and or anchor yourself to the beach, because you don't want to be pulled into the water. It's not cool, especially during the winter. Water's cold. Can be a very bad situation. You want 100-pound top shot?
Sorry?
You want 100-pound top shot?
Sure.
Do you want Cortland or tight line?
Or it'd be great.
Okay.
Would they be out of the way?
Pretty sure I do. They gave me the option for it.
Let's see.
I've never had that before. I thought there's something all the time.
Yeah, I'm checking right now. Watch time hours. Or no. Not yet. What they're doing is that's something that they're, even right now I got it, but I all it does is just saying that you're on the way, so it's obviously giving you something to let you know, but this is going to be something that you're going to be able to monetize your videos and stuff like that. Go from there. So it's coming. It's still that's a little more than what they have done, but look, yeah, it even tells you you're at 2,000 watch hours. You need 4,000, so you're halfway there, bro. So it's giving you an idea. So now you can look right there immediately and see that. And so, all right, guys, real quick, I got Capt.Eric of Real Locos here, and with YouTube, they finally installed a little deal here where it's the monetization. And actually, he was showing to me today. You know, I've seen it on mine, but I haven't checked on it. But it's still under proc. He gives me some other little deal. Like it didn't, like yours is more information than mine. But right here, it shows where he's got 2,011 watch hours and 4,000 are required, guys. So y'all do me a favor, go through his channel and start blowing up his channel to watch his videos, to check him out. Like I said, he does a lot of fishing. It's one of our channels that we love doing collaboration videos with, because he's very knowledgeable on shark fishing, alligator gar, reds, I mean, virtually everything. And he's got a good heart, man. Like I said, it's one of the guys that I do a lot of deals. And yes, Greg, the Black Magic, that's a real good one right there. Just make sure you buy the bucket seat one where you sit in, not the lower back one, and you'll be good to go on that one. But yeah, go check them out. Go hit the subscription button, check out his videos, and that's where the introduction to my channel, the music video, is on there about.
I think I gotta buy this.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I gotta buy is the name of the song. But also, once I do get monetized, guys, I got a new song dropping as soon as it gets monetized.
Yep. So hey, if y'all want
to go, it's already ready to go.
If y'all want to hear some new music, we got to help him get monetized and fast, because y'all will like his music, guys. It is really, really awesome. Like I said, I love when his music drops, because I mean, it's fishing related, guys. I mean, yeah, it's rap, but it's fishing rap. It's nice. It hits you, it gets you in the feels. So, all right, I'm looking for some 100-pound, and I think I may be we're out of 100-pound of Cortland, right? Chartreuse.
I think so.
Okay. I got it in gold. I got it in the bronze.
Color really don't matter.
It don't matter to you?
Yeah.
Well, let me know that. This is one of the newer colors we got in, and I mean it's.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Go with that. All right, guys. So I'm gonna. Ooh, look at that color. The what?
That's just a top fit line anyway, so.
Yeah. All right. So let me get my screw back on here. But man, it's good to see you on here, Ricky, one of my boys from my road dog. When we go to Bob Hall Pier, man, talk about some great food when it comes out. It's been a minute, but we will definitely need to get out there and get some more fishing done. And Eric's actually in the back shop now, guys. I didn't see y'all's comments. I was looking at what I was pointing to on the screen and stuff like that. So, awesome. Yep. Thank you, guys. Show him some love, man. He's definitely been working real hard on his channel to put out a lot more videos, and then also to getting. He's moving away from a lot of the social media programs. I mean, he's doing TikTok, he's got Instagram and stuff like that, but he's really concentrating on his YouTube channel and stuff like that. So definitely going to be going on. But yeah, we're trying to get him monetized and stuff like that. Definitely got to do it, guys. Yes, Brandon, we went last night. I got to edit the video, though. I didn't go live like I wanted to because I didn't know how bad the weather was and the wind and all of that. I did not have my wind sock with me. So, yeah, it was pretty windy. We were out there with the rain bands were coming through, but me and my daughter, we tore it up with a good buddy of ours. Getting it out there. Yeah, we got keeper drums, no oversized, but they were good size slots. She got her 4, I got 5, and we threw back a few, and it was just awesome having her out there, you know. Wanted to get in on the fishing, so it was awesome. Yes, real good, Cobra, real good. I'm gonna be working on that video as soon as this live video ends. And actually, I might give y'all some little bit of tidbits, give y'all some sneak peeks. How about that? Would y'all like that? Beta choice last night was, I caught them on power lime shrimp, chicken fried steak with shrimp. I was tipping it with shrimp. That was another thing too. My buddy Vince Jr. had brown shrimp and I had white shrimp. And I was like, "Oh, you got brown shrimp?" And he goes, "Brown shrimp?" He's like, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm fishing with white." He didn't know about them, and I started explaining more about shrimp and stuff like that. So, yes. He goes, "What? We only eat white?" It was an interesting conversation, needless to say. But yes, you can also pay attention to that because I've seen where there are times where certain styles of shrimp get eaten more than others, and it's not styles, but variations of shrimp. Because we got white shrimp and we got brown shrimp here in the Gulf. We even got pink shrimp and stuff like that. But yeah, last night they were hitting on pretty much anything you could put in there, and they were hitting pretty much all over the place. But I could definitely see where my hookup ratio was just a little bit more because I was throwing out a little bit further than he was getting. He did have a smaller rod, smaller reel as well, but yes, it definitely, it did show in the numbers. It definitely was there. We had some of our customers out there that have bought avets from us and stuff like that, so it was nice. And yes, we eat the drum. Actually, I wanted to do, what is tomorrow, Wednesday? Hey, Jeff. All right.
Yeah.
Y'all down for a fish fry tomorrow as a little potluck kind of deal? I'm gonna talk with the guys, see if they want to bring in sides and stuff like that. Well, because I got plenty of drum. But I figure I might as well get them filleted up over here, or take a trip and go fillet them up over there, so I don't have to worry about the carcasses and stuff. And so, yeah.
And this will be almost.
Yeah. So it looks like we're gonna have a catch and cook tomorrow, guys. Yeah.
And the black one was the same one. The black. This is
Yes,
the
yes, and that right there, Brandon, that's something also. That's why I tell y'all, I take both shrimp fish bite and crab fish bites out there in the flesh pink, power lime, and electric chicken, because I got to figure out what they're hitting on. And since I take multiple rods, I put multiple baits out and try to figure that out. Unless somebody's already out there, oh, they're hitting on this one specific flavor more than the rest. Not only do I look at that, I look at the size of which they're catching, because just because they're hitting on that one bait, I've seen where we were using shrimp and fish bites, and we were catching drum reds, sheephead. We caught a couple of specks as well. But when we used to just using the fish bite by itself and no shrimp, we actually caught bigger drum with the fish bites by itself. And then there's other times where we've caught just using shrimp by itself and no fish bite. So you really, that's good that y'all are paying attention to that. That's really good. All right, guys. Jeff. 45 yards.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You have a good one, boss. And then for the splice and all that, it'll be $5. All right. We did, well, it was just 45 yards of the 100-pound, and like I said, he only had that much of a gap on there, so, but you can see the Cortland, that coloring did come off on my fingers right there, so. Hey, I'm doing, it looks like it's going to be tomorrow, guys. I'm going to do a little cookout here at the shop, so if y'all are around here around noon, hopefully weather permitting. I mean, obviously if it's pouring rain, it does make it a little difficult for me to do, hold on. Oh man, is the video blurry? All right, let's see. Okay, hold on.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Oh yeah. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving, gentlemen.
You too, boss. Stay blessed. That was good. That oh, here's your knife pack, boss.
Hey, do you want to put it in the thresher, or do you want to get those tubes?
The what of it?
Remember the blue tubes we were just sticking them in?
We threw them all away.
Oh, we did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was tripping over them outside, so I got rid of them. But no, I'd rather just zip tie it.
Yeah, 'cause I can't find zip ties anywhere. I've seen the bag and I can't find them.
Okay, so what are we doing today for lunch then?
I got leftovers.
I had leftovers, but I took them with us yesterday, and then
somebody ate it all?
no, she tried to. She goes, if I eat it all, I said, then eat it all, baby. Go ahead. However, she couldn't.
Well, there's the couple, or the
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yep. Okay, cool deal. Then we'll do that. I wonder if there's enough for everybody. See if the guys.
Well, I think they still got their Chinese food left over too.
Oh, okay.
So everybody got food.
All right. Let me see. I'm looking for my little holder here for my phone. There it is. All right, because I'm going to do a little unboxing video. I got some heavy monofilament in. I also got to get more boxes. I haven't really closed out the boxes yet because I was waiting on the towels. They should be in any day now. So give me a second, guys. All right, let's see. Excuse me. But yep, that was the gear I was using last night. And you can see the fish bites on there, and you can see the leader that I also was using. I was testing out a leader for fishing. Oh, there goes my phone. Glad it's in a case. All right, so I've got 400 pound, 400 pound, 400 pound, 400 pound, 400 pound, 400 pound, and a 400 pound. That is check. Oh.
And let me guess, you still need the knife?
No, I got it. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Woo! Oh, got some sleeves. 1.0s. These are the ones that have been very elusive. 1,000 per pack. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 7 packs of those, and then we've got some 1.9 double minis. That's 1,000 per pack on that. Let's see. Let's see. On that, Greg, it depends where you're fishing, boss. I've talked to a lot of guys in the South Padre area. A buddy of mine that used to fish there a lot, he likes using 200 pound mono. He says his cutoffs have been nil. However, I've used 200 pound here and testing it out. I didn't like it because when I was kayaking, it was really hard, but I never had any real problems with the braid here. So I run straight 130 pound test fishing in our area. Now you do know I've gone up north and fished in Galveston. I fished Matacorda, I fished Sargent, Crystal Beach, all the way up to the north side of Galveston and stuff like that. And I have seen where in those areas, yes, I would use 150, 200 pound mono on the top shot, but only if you're running way up close. It really depends. But also too, that one time that I did fish Sargent, it wasn't with hollow core, it was with solid braid, and we got cut off left and right. We lost like 15 liters in a matter of hours. Like we had to stop fishing that area because if we did one more run, we weren't going to have any leaders to fish the tournament. So we moved off that beach and went somewhere else. And we ended up catching, and we came out second place in the tournament after the move and stuff. So it was a pretty good decision to move like that. Yes, the 1.0s are for the 100 pound mono. Yes, you do catch jacks during the winter. We have. See, on North Carolina, I have not had the opportunity to run baits out there, but I have ran or fished in North Carolina. I fished on Atlantic Beach and Sportsman's Pier, the Kettle Pier, and there was another pier. I don't remember the name of it. But we did cast outs out there. We did float rigs, and I never had any problems with any sandbars. And we were only like running 40 and 80 pound mono, and it was just fine. So running straight braid, I shouldn't see a problem in it. But like I said, I have not fished the Outer Banks. Now the best thing, well, The only real thing to do is to test it. I mean, if you do put mono on, it's going to eat your braid up line capacity either between 3 to 5 to 1 ratio. So depending on what size of mono you do put on there, it's going to eat up your line capacity. So the only way I can really say is to test it. Spool up a reel, run it out there, and don't even put a bait on it. Just run it out there and see if it lasts hours on end, or run a bait. It may not get cut off at all, and you'll be good to go. Because with the hollow core, you've seen when I run it over here locally, I've been out 600 yards, and the braid is still right underneath the water surface. It doesn't sink all the way to the bottom. So with that in mind, like I said, I have real good confidence in the braid, knowing that I'm not going to get cut off on the sandbars because it's not sitting on the bottom. It's semi-buoyant, so it's not on the rubbing on the sandbars. So yeah. And yeah, I run straight 130 on my T-Rex right there. Even my 130 T-Rex, I run 130, straight 130 pound all the way through. I love it like that. Now you just gotta find out, I gotta ask you, do you have experience in spooling big reels with that amount, with a lot of braid on there, or are you just getting into it? Because if you're just getting into it, then I wouldn't recommend topping it off the way I do. Like I overly fill my reels, but I've been doing it a long time, so I've got the experience to not panic or get overly excited and reel it in the way it's supposed to be reeled in. If you're not to there, then you back it off and go like level with the spool, so it gives you a good ½ inch of measurement right there, to where if you do ball it up, you still got room to play and move over. If you do ball up with a maxed out reel, you're not going to have that luxury. You're going to have to let the fish run, and the longer you fight it, more chances are, 1, it can get off the hook, 2, it can get you cut off, or something else cuts you off. And yeah, so, and I keep telling people, landing a monster fish is like winning the lottery. I mean, it really is. There's so many variables between A and B that can cut through and cut you off at any given time. So just food for thought there. The two-pack leaders that I was talking about were the double drop, or not double drop, the 3-way long, 3-way short, and the redfish, or 3-way long, 3-way short, and the mini casting. We have those for both jack crevalle and for redfish. Now the redfish are made with 100-pound test, and they got smaller hooks and a smaller overall leader, where the jack crevalle is about a good 10 more inches in length on both ends, and it's also made with 130-pound test. So with those, the redfish leaders are $9.50. With the jack crevalles, they're $10.50, because they also come with a bigger hook. There was about, that's probably 3 years ago that we had that problem with the mono, that it was breaking on impact, like if you backlashed.
Probably a year and a half.
Was it a year and a half?
Yeah, because that's why we switched up to that blue, and because it was last season.
Okay, so I exaggerated on the time, but yeah, we actually pulled all the leaders off the shelf and we cut them all. Cut everything and replaced it with a whole new line, just because, like I said, a lot of times we don't know if a product comes to us from a distributor that it's supposed to be up to speed. We don't find out until we actually go out and test, or we hear from a customer that, hey man, I did this, I did this. If you don't bring it to us, guys, we can't figure it out. And for, like I said, the only time I've ever said, no, we're not going to replace that or do this, is because you can tell you got your money's worth out of that leader. It definitely wasn't. Oh, the screws. I know exactly what you were. Screws in the plate. Yeah, no, here you go. Yeah, normally when you bring it in, don't bring it in with those, because I got tons of them that are left up there. But I'm glad you walked right in. I was like, oh, I know what he's doing there. So, yeah. All right, boss, you have a good one. Yeah, and actually, when we first started selling our 2-pack leaders, I think they were like $6 for two liters. But through the coronavirus and everything else, I mean, the prices have increased. We have had to increase ourselves. So yeah, we're up to $9.50 and $10.50 on those. The 950 liters are made with 100-pound tests. 1051s are made with 130. Obviously, they also got bigger size hook, bigger size 3-way swivel, and or swivels attached as well. Let's see. Yes, today is Tuesday. We are doing a fire drawing today, guys, for sure, because I didn't get to do one. Or no, yeah, I've been on time with those and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a lot of work. I need to start hanging my shirts. I need to start cutting a lot of mono and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe. Let me see. What? Yeah, I'm gonna start cutting some mono. I'm gonna start because you know what? No. Let me get this right. See, guys, we got all of our hoodies in. Oop, sorry. Got all of our hoodies in, but we have not gotten them out of the boxes. That's not going to do us any good. So I need to go ahead and get them up on the shelf and get them folded up because that's what we got to do. Okay. Brandon, got it. Patrick, what's the 54? I mean, yeah. Let's see. Greg, are you going to be kayaking your baits, or are you going to be droning? Got lint build up over here and stuff. $130 is fine. 200 pound, like I said, I've tried it before. I wasn't really taken to it just because it ate up my line capacity was 1. 2, when I went to kayaking, it really didn't, it slowed me down. It really did. It slowed me down on kayaking. So if you're going to be droning, then you know it might not affect you as much, but you are going to catch a lot of wind resistance as you're going out. You're going to be limited on the distance you can go out there and stuff like that. And Brandon, if your leader broke twice, how and where did it break from? If you're using 60 pound, are you crimping or are you tying the knots? Also, what's your main line too? Now, we had a lot of people requesting the 83 speed T-Rex. But like I said, we got to get up to where we got to sell like 50 of them before we can get them to actually get them into production and stuff like that. So. Yeah, Brandon, you can call the shop. We can get orders shipped out to you, and we ship medium, the flat rate. Okay, and I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick, guys. Actually, I got to show it to y'all a little bit better. That way you understand. All right, so our leaders here, obviously they're small in size. Even these are small in size. Okay, let me grab a box so it'll make it easier. So, yep. Alright, so here's a small flat rate box, just to give you an idea. For us to pack this up, you know, with liters, we can put quite a bit of liters on there. There's 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14. You know what I mean? I can put quite a bit of, I still could put more liters. So say, you know, even if I, you know, fix them up right in there and pack them in there, but say you do order more than that fits in here. What we do is we see that as a bulk buy, and we work with you on the pricing on the shipping. So because these start out in a small flat rate box, you'll never pay more than a flat rate box price for shipping. Say you order, you know, 50 of them and it doesn't fit in here. Well, you still only pay for the small flat rate shipping, only if you call us here at the shop. And we see that as a little bulk buy, so we give you a bit of a discount, so that way, if we have to go to the large flat rate or the medium-sized flat rate, we still only pay the small flat rate. So that's how we kind of work our pricing with you to help you out. So we encourage, yes, obviously, the more you can buy, get up with some friends and put y'all's orders together. So that way, if it does go larger than this, then you only pay for this size. You know, that's, you know, $8-10 difference, but we see it as you helping us move more product. So we're trying to give you a little bit of a discount. So, you know, get with your friends and stuff like that. These are the Jack Crevalle leaders. Like I said, even them, I can still get quite a bit of these leaders in that box. You know, that does nothing in there. So I can offset them back and forth and probably get, you know, 15 of these leaders in the box. So just food for thought, guys. That's the way we work shipping here at the shop. So obviously on the reels and rods and stuff like that, we're kind of held to what we got to charge, just because the size of boxes we have to put them in and stuff like that. So. Yes, the Iron Man reel is still here. I'm amazed. I'm really amazed that one is still here. That's amazing. I might get some of these shirts up there. I'm gonna hang some of the 2X's and 3X's. Yep, we got the musky rods up here with the pistol grip. Got the Vexen and the Vexen too, yeah. No, one's a Vexen and one's a Tackle Industry. These are made to where you can do the removable handles. And they got it to where you can put the little cap on. So it's just a little trigger or a little stub, and then it goes all the way up to here. So, and they also have a cap so it stays a little flat too. So really on that. Let's see. Okay, Greg, on me, I've dropped baits anywhere from 600 yards to 2,300 yards out. I always create a spread, and I did a video after my 20,000 subscriber mark, it was after the catch, and I showed why I did that, and then we also found out where the sharks were hiding. And then once we zeroed in on that, we started catching sharks, because we just had to figure out where they're at. See, I stagger them. I go, you know, 500 or 600, 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and, you know, just I figure out where they're at by putting a spread out there. Once I start getting my hits on, then I'll start concentrating on a certain depth of doing that. But if you only have one rod, then you're basically taking the luck of the draw and dropping it at whatever depth you want to, on the hopes that it will hit in that area. So
That's why it's always good if you only have one rod to kind of fish with multiple people, so that way y'all can try out different depths and see where the fish are going to start hitting from there.
That 4X?
Huh?
I never did give him a 4X back.
Oh, probably be in another box. So all these are 2X so far. Yeah. Well, on my 80 avets, I've got 2,600 to 2,650 yards. That's why I overfill it. And so, yeah, with the reels and only having that much amount of line left on the reel, trucking life in the house. What's up, boss? How's it going?
How'd the doctors go?
Huh?
How'd the doctor go?
Good, good. It was just
Awesome.
updating on them on medication refills
Perfect.
and stuff like that. But also too, I talked to them about the tendonitis on the deal, and they said that basically they can recommend me to a specialist.
They will.
But also too, just putting on some white noise might help and stuff like that. And
Go to the specialist because that'll get you your.
okay. Should I ask you that yesterday?
Yeah.
So, okay, back to that. What was I asking? Oh, and kayaking out there. So with the avets, I have learned what they can do. Haven't really figured out what they can't do. And so with me, I have extreme confidence in the amount of line that I have on there and how much drag these reels have, that I am willing to run down to where I only have 300 yards or 200 yards line left on the reel. And you can see our video feeds from when we do those trips, how much line we have left on there. And you can also, as we're spooling reels, that's why I've called out 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards, 500 yards. So that way, as in the spooling library, it's teaching you knowledge for when you're out fishing. With those spooling videos, it's showing you, and it keeps reiterating, okay, I'm at this amount of yards. So that way, now when we're on the beach and we're saying, hey, we're this far out, you can mentally remember, yeah, that looks about right on theirs, because we've done it so much on spooling reels that I can see how much line I have on there. I know I have, say 2,500 yards, and I only have this much on the spool. I know I'm out there, say 1,500 yards or 2,000 yards. And it all comes from that spooling machine right there. That's how we really have gotten to learn how far we are out when we are kayaking. But also too, on that 2,300 yard run, I didn't get picked up. So what I did was I papered my reel as I was starting to reel in, and because I papered it, I was able to bring it over here to my spooling machine, put it on the line counter, strip it down until I hit that paper, and then put it on the line counter and re-spooled it back up. And I was able to figure out, it was like 2,375 yards or something like that, is how far I went. I don't know where I'm folding this, because I'm going to hang all the bigger ones, because they just take up too much space here on the rack, or on my deal here and stuff like that. So now, on my T-Rex 130, once I get my hip fixed, I'm going to be talking to my buddy Jeff, because what I want to do is I want to have a chest mount, one mounted to my kayak, and then somebody on the beach recording me launch the kayak and run it out there with kayak with my hip fixed. Obviously, I'm going to have to get release from the doctor saying I'm good to go. So on that, I'm just letting y'all know, I've done all these big numbers with a bum hip, like literally bone on bone in the joint right there. And I'm doing these numbers. Wait till I get my stuff fixed. That's all I gotta say. Like, I'm excited. I'm foaming at the mouth, ready to get back on the yak and do that. So. How's your fishing, boss?
So I caught a 10-inch. Oh, shit.
Too fat trying to get through the big
Right. So I caught a 10-inch red, well, little one. And then I caught something, that's what I was telling him. I caught something that spooled me. And it started running. And even when I cranked down the drag, it like to pull the rod out of my hand. And
which reel was this on?
the avet.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you were at the packery, right?
Yeah, I was at Packery. So I was probably 200-300 feet from the end, and then whatever it was nosed in towards the rocks. And that was where it stopped. So I was able to reel back and get some of my line back, get back into the mono. Never came out. I sat there for like 15, 20 minutes to try to see if it'd swim out. Nothing. I just cut my line. I was like, I went down as far as I could on the rocks to, you know, that I dared because of the water.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was. I have no clue. But it, like, I cranked the avet down, that on the
Preset?
yeah, and it, I was like, whoo, backed it off real quick.
Okay, so when you did that preset move, was the lever engaged, or did you
Yeah.
back it off?
Oh no, I had it about this. Let me grab one and I'll show you.
Okay. Let's see. All right, Bluegrass, you have a good one, boss. Yeah.
So I was about right there when it took it, and I went like that, and it was
Oh, okay,
spooling.
okay.
It was spooling. So then I tightened that down.
No.
I didn't know. Yeah, I found that out real quick.
Yeah, this is exponential. For each one of those clicks is a 33% increase in drag up here.
Oh, okay.
So you always have to put in the free spool, then engage it, and then move your way back up.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want to move it from there that way.
Yeah, because it like jerked the rod out of my hand.
Oh yeah.
And I was about to cry. I was about to cry. That was $1,000.
And you ain't no little chump either.
No. That was I about cried, and so I backed this off real fast because once it was up there, I just went like that as fast as I could, and it free spooled.
Yeah.
And I backed it off, and I went back up,
Yeah.
and I started reeling again, and like I said, I was telling him, you could see the line go straight into the rocks. Now the water was so high that it was probably that first set of boulders that are out there, and whatever it was went in there, and I sat there for 20 minutes.
So there's and it just sat there to move for nothing. So there's a
Nothing.
few things, because some guys have confirmed there's monster snook in there. They love hiding in the rocks.
Yeah, that's a big.
Oh yeah, no snook. You haven't seen any snook videos out of Florida?
Oh
They,
God.
yeah, they're beast. But there's also a grouper in there too.
Oh,
Man.
okay. Yeah, and they'll dive in the rocks.
Yeah, they'll dive in the rocks real quick.
Yeah.
But also two stingray.
That's what I was telling him. I thought it was a stingray.
Yeah. And you didn't give him slack and try to see.
I sat there for 20 minutes with nothing on the spool. Just let the line sit there.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for the line to swim out and nothing. And after, like I said, after getting hit with big waves from here down soaking wet, I was like,
yeah.
So,
Trucking life in the house.
Special occurrence.
Yeah, special appearance.
special guest appearance. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not a sir. I'm not a sir. I'm John. Yes, I'm here. Very nice to meet you. How are you?
I keep folding these. What is it? 2-pound sheet. Damn, what size of shock leader were you using on that one? Reading the comments.
Oh,
there.
that one you put on there.
No, I'm reading his comment.
Oh, I was just saying, I had this on there.
The Jack Ravel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we went, me and my daughter went last night, and we went out. You gotta go look at the cougar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, we'll give the guys a little teaser of the video to come. How about that?
Well, I will say that little 10-inch red that I caught, stood a chance. It was like a minnow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got
It was.
it. I'm gonna give y'all a little sneak peek of our fishing event from last night, guys. So, oh, I don't know if y'all missed it, guys, but it looked like my video feed ended there for a minute. So, yeah, black drums. Smallest one was 20 inches, I believe, and the biggest one was 29. Yeah. Good video, guys. It was real good. My daughter was as soon as I went to go like hold the rod, she, Dad, I got it. Like she wasn't letting go of that
That's
handle.
daddy moments, man. You're just like,
oh, I know, baby. I know. Make sure to have had daddy in the spot. So, oh man. Yes, sir. Hey, what size of shock leader were you using on that break off there, Fred? Right? Yeah, Fred. What time are you gonna head back? Oh no,
So-
you still got more fishing trips.
Oh
right?
yeah, I got 2 more fishing trips.
When you going offshore again?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow and Saturday.
Yeah, it's starting to look a bit nicer out there. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
so my
Can you turn
hotel
on the-
overlooks the ocean, and the water's not as far up anymore. Like it was hitting a breaker wall when I first got here, and now it's up to 200 feet out.
Oh, okay. Will do.
Now it's still low tide, but
Okay, yeah. Can you grab me one of the reels so I can explain what I explained to you about the preset?
yeah. Make him smile.
Yep, that's y'all awake yet? Y'all awake? All right. So this is your preset. This controls your lever drag here. So once you have it set here, you shouldn't have to touch it. However, if you are getting spooled by a monster and you've already gone into lockdown and they're still pulling line off of there, and you feel that even if you increase drag, you will not break your line off, then use a rag or something. Do not, I repeat, do not use your thumb to do this maneuver. You back it off into free spool and then you engage one click. You can feel it. It's not an audible, but it's a felt click. Increase it once and then take it up to strike. Test it there to see. Obviously, it's going to increase it from what it was before you go all the way again. Because like he said, he didn't expect the amount of drag to increase that much, and he nearly lost his rod and reel, which
That was $1,000.
yeah. It's not cheap to do that mistake, guys. And so what I'm also saying too, do not increase this while your lever is engaged. You always want to back it off into free spool and then increase or decrease from there, so that way when you engage back, then you can figure out where you're at or where you need to go. So yeah. I love that sound.
And no, this reel is not for sale. Already sold.
Yeah. Yeah, Trucking Life will still be here on Friday. So Edgar's saying he'll be back on Friday.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Small.
Yeah, that thing really increases. Like, I didn't realize that. But like I said, it about pulled the rod out of my hand.
Oh yeah.
Like, quick.
Yes, sir.
And you can feel it on here. Like, this gets tighter.
Mm-hmm. And saying what? Oh, you know what? Let me see that real quick. Because a lot of people tend to do this too. Do not do this also. If it's in free spool and you lock this all the way down, you're not going to be able to get it out of there.
Yeah.
That you've got the drag all the way locked down. It won't engage. So if you ever hit to where you can't move it, it's because you got this too far locked down. You got to back that off. See, it's still too much. See what I'm saying? But then right there it stops. So back it off some more. See what I'm saying? So if it's not going all the way, you should be able to have full function of that. And right there, that's a ton of drag. I ain't even got to play with it. I know it, because you can feel the amount of pressure it takes to get it all the way into that locked over position. And also too, that slide plate right there is a savior for a lot, guys, because it's got this mechanism right there, that locking point that keeps the reel from going all the way into locked over mode. In a panic, you take it up like that and you go all the way into lock, the reel may go in the water. So by going there, you know you have it set to where you can hold it and he can pull line off and you can play with them back and forth on the tension of the line. But if you're needing more, then and you go to that position, don't just force it all the way up. Listen to those little clicks. Take it a little bit at a time before you get up there. So
Yeah.
the only time I ever kind of circumvented that was when I was finding my manta ray, and I knew I had a 100-pound test, and I'd already landed my 12-footer, so I knew how much I could push my line and reel at the time. And I had it. Whew,
Yeah,
That was a lot of drag.
it's a panic mode when you're like I started to panic because it was just taking everything, and I was like, oh no, I got it, and I literally I backed and I went like that and I went like that, and when I did that, of course I'm holding it so I can guide the line.
Yeah.
Because there's no, and all of a sudden I only have 2 fingers on it, and I have 2 fingers up on top, and all of a sudden the rod goes like that. And I was like, whoo!
Well, another thing too, don't hold the line as it's running out.
Yeah, no.
Because it will still cut
Yeah,
you.
no, I just had my hand there, so like if I was reeling it in,
Yeah.
I could guide it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a very good learning experience.
Okay, on the button on the handle, if it's sticking out, it's high. If it's in, then it's low.
Yeah.
Just remember, high, low, high, low.
When I got near the rocks, I put it in low to see if I could kind of horse it out with a lower gear.
No, it just tightened up the rod and
Yeah, he just pulled the rod down. I even put the rod up against like the railing, and I put it about right here, and I sat on it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to crank, and it was just pulling the rod down. I was like, God damn.
And it did give you a little peace of mind on how much that rod can take too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the one guy, there was a guy out there with me. He goes, "The hell was that?" I'm like, "Something with attitude."
Yep, something that deserved to get away.
But yeah, it took my leader, my line, or my weight, everything. I was just nothing I could do.
Yep.
Now I know why we put 100 yards of top shot on it. Because
So did you lose all of that, or you just lost a little
I
bit?
just lost a little bit.
Okay.
Because the guy held the rod and I walked out on the end, and I got as far out as I dared to go with the waves hitting the rocks. Reached down with my knife. So
But next time, just lock it over, wrap the line around the reel like 3 or 4 times, put it straight, and just walk backwards slowly.
let it pop on its own.
Let it break on its own, because you'd rather have that, especially if it runs into the rocks, so it breaks at a fray.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Because if the fray goes past you and you cut over here, you're thinking you're good, you go to cast out, you're gonna break off.
Gotcha. Yeah, I pulled it all out last night. I was looking at it because I was gonna tie on another one of your leaders, but I'm waiting for the other ones.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I need to work on those today.
I go tomorrow.
They will be done.
I got one.
You said
I got
4X, right?
And by the way, these sweatshirts are really cool. They glow in the dark, like really, really well. They do. I had a guy ask me out there. He goes, "Where'd you get your sweatshirt at?" I'm like, "What?" And I thought he was just talking about the logo. And he goes, "It's glowing in the dark." I didn't even know it glowed in the dark. I didn't know when I got it. I didn't know it glowed in the dark.
You just thought you were special.
Yeah, I did. I was like, "Yeah, I'm part of the crew."
Yes, sir. Yep. Smash that like button, guys. Definitely. That does help the channel grow. You all participating in comments, asking your questions. As you can tell, guys, we encourage that, guys. We want y'all to ask a question. It doesn't matter how silly you may feel about asking it. We want you to ask it. And also, too, you see with the blue wrenchers, there's a lot of times I'm in between conversations. And when that happens, sometimes I don't see your comment. It's not that I'm ignoring you guys. I'm just in there. But blue wrenchers do a great job of, hey, so-and-so asked this question, so-and-so. And, sometimes it may take a couple of times for me to get to it, but trust me, I'm not ignoring you. I don't ignore anybody on here unless they are being childish or we don't allow no trolling, no hate. It's all nothing but love and raising the knowledge for everybody. So just remember that, guys. Yes, sir. Gotta get it in. Get a few of the different sizes out there and stuff. All right, Patrick, you have a good one out there, boss. Stay safe. And I gotta ask, how cold it is over there? I don't know. I keep putting myself through that pain of basking, but yep. I always like to hear what y'all kind of going through in your everyday lives and stuff like that. So it's large. Get a few of these. doing the double drops with the 250-pound Cody cable. I got the cable over there. I just haven't started it yet.
I want to two fishing points instead of one at a time.
Could set you up on a 3-1.
I ain't thought about that. I was going to ask you if it was impossible.
Yeah.
Don't they have one that's making 5?
Yeah, they have a leader that will have 5. I mean, I'll be a long leader enough.
I want to do it again. First day having it.
He doesn't want to show off. He don't want to show off too bad, huh?
I had that rod 3 days, almost lost it. I'm about crying.
Welcome to saltwater fishing.
I saw that.
I got goosebumps thinking about it.
I saw the FSL tactics one night, Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Guy took off.
Oh yeah, Drew. Drew.
Hey bro, I'm gonna be open. Man, I need to get another rod and reel combo. Alright? Because man, I put it on the pier. He didn't just put it on the first one on the clipper. He just left it engaged. He said all I could see was every turn they go your rod. He said you turn around, you see that they go like that. It starts skipping across the water.
Oh
I
man.
would cry. I about cried when I lost mine.
But no, that's why he said that's why it was real.
So we had a new level or a new hookup to add to the hookups of fish on the reels. Mr. Drew was out fishing yesterday and hooked it to a seal.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Where's he from?
New Jersey.
Yeah. So you're up in. Where are you at, Drew? Remind us, please.
New Jersey.
I think Jeff's got you pinged, but just making sure. But yeah, and see, once he said that, it's crazy he said that. Because I just seen a video where a seal was chasing a blacktip shark. The shark ran out of the water.
Oh, I saw that one.
And then the wave came in, the shark ran back in, and the seal, oh man, that seal just...
That was like a leopard seal or something chasing a shark, and it bashed that shark into the rocks. It killed the shark.
Oh, I didn't see that part. I just saw it swimming back and forth on it.
Yeah, there's a video out there where a shark hits the jetty rocks at speed.
Yeah.
It busts its face all open and it takes off. And I mean, it bled so much going back out in the water, it was just dead. It had to have been.
What, the seal? Or
No, the shark.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, the shark was being chased by. In the video they said a seal, like a leopard seal or something. But
Yeah, the other people got
yeah, there's actually people out like walking
Yes.
on the beach now.
Okay, Edgar, to answer your question, on the party boats, yes, they want you to have monofilament top shots. You can have braid on the reel, but once it gets closer to the boat, they want mono there. And the reason being, because a lot of these deckhands just go and grab all the lines and start pulling them up when they're tangled, so they don't want it, to have braid, because yes, it will cut them. Mono does the same thing, but it won't cut everybody else off at the same time.
And if y'all come down for red snapper season fishing, don't gill a red snapper like you think you can. The gill plates are razors.
Yep, true that on there. So
I learned that last time I was here.
yeah, but don't lip them like a bass either.
I'm learning that if it's in the ocean, it's got teeth. There's nothing out there that just gums you.
Even the black drums, I mean, they got pretty soft mouths and stuff.
Yeah.
But they got that like sandpapers.
Yeah, they got that tongue, that raspy tongue.
Well, no, you know the lips.
Oh, yeah.
Like sandpaper. I know. I lipped a redfish and it.
They got teeth. They got like some gnarly teeth, conical teeth. But
That's something you ought to do, like, 'cause I didn't even know this until somebody showed me. Next time you go fishing for like red drum or whatever, show them how to bleed it out. Because like I had no clue.
yeah, you can do the gills. And
You can do the gills or up by that fin, that really soft spot. You stick your finger in there and swipe their heart. I didn't know that. Like I had some little guy show me that one.
Yeah, they say to do it in your cooler. Like when you bring them in, you do it right there. So that way, when you do fillet your fish, you don't have a bloody fillet out of it and stuff like that. Me, I really don't worry about that, but there's some people that like to
They like
have
to
that
clean.
set up.
Yeah, but even though they got that bloodline in there, if you don't like it, just cut it.
Yeah.
I like the bloodline in my fillets. That it's like brown meat and chicken, and then turkey. Like the brown turkey meat, I like it. I really do. So it's softer. It's moist.
Spicy.
But in turkey,
Yeah, I'm a white meat guy.
you're not being racist. You just like the white meat.
So I was going to ask
We
you.
were talking about that last night. White shrimp and brown shrimp. He goes, "What? The fish are racist?" But I was like, "Dude, come on, bro."
What's up with
they
those?
didn't know about brown shrimp or white shrimp. Like we have white shrimp in there. We have brown shrimp in the fridge. And I was telling him, I was
Okay,
like,
that's why come back look different. I didn't even know that the brown shrimp. I didn't even think about it.
yeah. That's why they're there and stuff like that. So.
I don't think fish care when they eat.
Actually, they do.
Do they really?
I have seen where I outfished white shrimp 4 or 5 to 1 or none. Like I didn't get any hits off the white shrimp.
Really?
But then I've seen it opposite, where the white shrimp was all catching everything on it. Brown shrimp didn't. The brown shrimp didn't even get touched.
Man.
So a lot of what I'm teaching on the channel, and a lot of y'all are picking it up, and y'all are sharing it, and that's great. Like fish bites, when they're hitting on the shrimp flavor and not the crab flavor, or they're hitting on the power lime and not the flesh pink, or it's all those little variables, guys, you gotta pay attention to, because it really will increase your chances on hookup and or not hookup.
So what's the extra handle on the rod above you?
On the East Coast, that's the East Coast thing. When you're on the pier and you're jigging for like Spanish mackerel, bluefish, albacore and stuff like that. Well, when you throw your gotcha plug, you lean over the handrail and you're jerking the reel like this and reeling in. Well, the thing about it is, then you're holding it like this.
Right.
Okay, well now you've got the grip. You can hold it like this and you can jerk it down. And then as soon as it sets, you pull straight up and you can fight the fish like this.
Because you gotta think about it, what's more natural feeling, trying to do it like this or like this?
Yeah. Because once it hits, you kind of trying to set it a little bit, but then you have to change hand
Yeah.
and pull all the way up. Which actually it's one
Yeah,
simple
okay.
motion.
Right?
Your rod's done.
Fish on.
Get it. Let's see. Jacob with Jacked Up Leatherworks. What's up, boss? How you doing, Daniel? If you're out there, how you doing? Lewis, you have a good one, boss. We're gonna be here. I'm gonna finish this up, then I'm gonna take me a little lunch break. Getting hungry. Getting the appetite going. Let's see. So it looks like we're gonna have a catch and cook tomorrow, which is good because I love feeding my crew. They definitely love it too because it's good. It's good. And you're not gonna be here tomorrow, right? Be offshore?
12 hours. As long as I'm running, I'm going to run out there today to see, to make sure.
Why don't you just come?
I like going out there.
Huh?
I like going out there to see the
Oh.
dolphins.
Yeah, listen, my fish.
Yeah, I'll take a pole with me too.
Mine.
It was so bad last time. I went out there.
You are taking the MXL offshore, right? Did you lose all your mono?
Yeah,
You still got it?
yeah, I still got quite a bit. You must have put like 100 yards on there or something, or 100 feet. Because I only lost maybe 20 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you had mono on top because that's one of the things they
That
were
was,
asking.
yeah,
I confirmed too because I've been offshore on those charters and they want monofilament on there.
yeah. Yeah, I got to be there at like 5:30 in the morning. The boat leaves at like 6.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get there at like 4:30. That way I can make sure I get my spot that I want on the boat.
Mm-hmm. I also sit by your reels because
Yeah.
these guys will be like, I walked up there one time and I had my avets and the guy And I put them on the rail, and you know how they have the seats where you're kind of a little bit back? The guy stands there and goes, oh yeah, I'm gonna sit right here. He sits like this right in front of my rails. I'm like, yeah, bro, you need to move on, bro. And he goes, why? He's like, Captain said just stand by whatever rods. I said, yeah, whatever rods belong to the boat. Those don't belong to the boat. The captain said, I said, go ask the captain. Go on and bring him. I said, you sit right here, you do your thing, but you're not using those rods. Had an ADT Rex, HXW Raptor, LX Raptor, SX Raptor. And Captain goes, yeah, any other one but those. You don't touch those. Those ain't ours. Like, the guy was mad. He was pissed. All right,
Yeah, it's one of those ones that, let me tell you what, $1,500 you're not going to touch.
Yeah. No. Trying to get these out. Okay, John, those sweaters are coming. We're gonna get zip up sweaters because we've been getting a lot of requests on that. However, I want to get them with the plastic, the hard plastic ones, because a lot of us do fish. But I have it both ways. Some people like metal ones, some people like plastic ones. Kind of stuck in between them and stuff like that. But I know with the plastic ones, you do get a lot more flair out of it because they can get them with different colors that kind of match the writing on it and stuff like that. So yeah, we're looking at that. It is coming. We're just getting caught up on some bills and stuff like that. That's for sure. Some sweat bottoms. That's a good one.
Because now you can put that whole thing this way, make it a little longer on the side.
Yeah.
The catch and release on one side of the hard line.
I like that.
Somebody gets their total year.
Well, I don't know.
No, I'm just saying. You know, sometimes you get that urge, you're like, oh, don't want to go home.
Alright guys, so Jeff had a real interesting one that I hadn't thought about. Is the bottoms. Get some sweat bottoms. Yeah, I like that.
Then you have to borrow Jeff's sweatpants.
Okay, that, Drew, is actually a real good question. I've seen where fish bites have actually outfished natural bait. But I've seen where natural bait outfishes fish bites. Fish are like us. Some days they want hamburger, the other day they want hot dog, the following day they want steak. They are just like us. They change their minds pretty much from one day to the next. And the only way to really know is to go out and fish it that day and see what they're hitting on. Like I said, there's days where I've used straight fish bites and caught bigger fish with straight fish bite. And then there's other days when I was catching more with the straight shrimp. So it really all depends. Yep, they're getting some positive feedback on the pants. Yep, I'm gonna have to talk to them and see what the deal is.
What do you think that reels with one to O that we could try to get some people selling? Remember I showed you, they're like $76 for them. Started with the Koya or something like that.
The rods or the reels?
Rods.
Okayo or something like that. Yeah.
That thing's worth pretty good. Isn't it?
They're decent, but they're not a rod that'll last you multiple seasons. The terminal guides that they have on the rollers, they rust out after one season. Great rods though. The rod guide itself, they're nice.
I definitely think the black quality, buy it up front and stay longer.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Camouflage. Yeah. Oh. God, dude, they make these so dang. Can't let it go. Huh? I already broke before hangers. But yeah, no, somebody wanted some camouflage. Yeah.
As long as it's the right camouflage.
The what?
As long as it's the right camouflage.
That is really
Yeah, I know
I kind of like the digital, but I am partial to the old regular,
I like it.
you know, camo brain camouflage.
I like the old, like the 1990s, early 80s, like late 80s, early 90s camouflage from the Army,
Yeah.
because that's what that was my era.
Yeah.
But I also like the Tiger teams from the Vietnam era. That was,
Well, you know, we just, we get saltwater, that, like the blue camel, something looks pretty cool.
yeah.
Did you ever hear about that camo? That the reason why they came out with the fatigues they got now, that you don't iron and you don't, well, you wash them, dry them, but you don't iron. The reason being because they found out that when you apply starch on them, because that's what we had to do to look clean cut,
Flex.
it actually it wasn't reflecting moonlight. It was actually, you could see it with certain night vision goggles and stuff, and it lit you up like lighting a cigarette and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's why they actually got away.
That's why I had garrison uniforms and then I had field uniforms.
Mhm.
Field uniforms, you were lucky if I washed them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was that stinky guy, but you know what? You never found me.
You sure?
Sure.
Yeah.
He's around here somewhere.
I smell like dirt. Them things were nasty.
Yeah.
My ghillie suit. Oh, fuck. Oh. After school, I burned the first one because it was so ranked.
Say, you don't realize how rank you are until you've gone and showered and come by your crew. And I realized that it was Marine combat training. We were in Camp Pendleton, California. We just came out of the field. I think we were out there